guys, today I am going to be showing you how to paint my laundry room. This is part 2. You can see my laundry room now has the wallpaper taken off. And today, to start off, we're going to be taking off these, or patching these up, because I don't want to paint with things like this and things like these showing. It is Dry Deck Spackling Dry Time Indicator. So it starts out pink and it dries like this. I've been using this for quite a while. But what you're gonna basically do is you are going to take some of the spackle out, like so. And honestly, this is what I've been doing. I know this is not recommended because nobody really wants this on their finger, but if you put on some gloves, that's probably preferable. Just for this right now, I'm not wearing gloves. I can wipe it off on a towel. But you just put enough on there to cover up the hole and make sure you're filling it in enough to where it's gonna be flat afterwards. So like this one did really nice. It wasn't dented in, well, not until I rubbed it in, of course. It wasn't dented in or anything, but that other one was a little harder to fill because it was bigger. So what you're gonna do is just go through and do this on every one of these little notches. And then it's gonna dry, and it's gonna dry white. If you see even the faintest of pink, do not start sanding. You will have it come off in clumps. So I would suggest you pay attention to the color, be mindful of what's going on, and then you'll be able to sand it once it turns white. Now got it all spackled. You can see that it is some pink. We've got some that are white like this, but it's still too much pink for me. I need to get it a little drier. Some of them are pretty dry, but we're gonna wait about an hour and come back and see what it looks like. I did get a lot of it spackled to make sure that this room really looked perfect, because I do want this room to look very nice whenever it's done. I'm sanded down. Everything is done. What I used was just some 120 medium grit paper from 3M. Just scrape it until it's soft to the touch. The walls. I'm going to be using Kills 2 latex. I'm going to be using a standard paint roller, and then I'm also going to be just using a brush. I'm just going to slap it on there real quick because I am going to paint over it with gray. I'm going to put new baseboards down, and it's the same color as my ceiling, so should be fine. What I'm doing is I'm going over each patch spots with a paintbrush first, making sure that they get extra covered before I even use the roller. I will roller over every piece, but I want to make sure that those spots are extra covered because they will soak up paint and it will be able to be seen through. So I just wanted to let you know that you need to put an extra layer of primer on top of those spots. Otherwise you're gonna have some spots in your paint. And that's even if your paint is like the best quality. It doesn't matter. You still need to be putting some extra layer defense mechanism on top of these. Just getting them prepared, and then you can roll over top of those. It is completely primed. When you're priming, your goal is not to make it look perfect, white everywhere. You still see some spots and you still see all that stuff, and that's fine because my paint is going to be gray. It's not a light gray either, so it will look fine whenever I start getting into that. But this is what it's going to look like when you're done priming. What I was doing whenever I was going through this is if I did see some spots like this, I was trying to pick them off of the paint as I was going through. As you can tell, I missed a couple, but all in all, it just got the job done. And for me personally, I am going to paint this, so I didn't really care about getting white on it because it is going to be white eventually. I am going to paint all of these white because, as you can tell on the other side of my door here, it is white. all of my stuff in the rest of my house is white. I had to paint them all when we first moved in. So this will be done. Today I'm gonna start putting the tape up top, my painter's tape, and I will show you that whenever I do get that put on and get that completed. But I'm gonna put my painter's tape up here, and I'm gonna put my painter's tape around my door frames, because those are really the only places that I don't wanna get gray. Other than that, we'll go ahead and get started painting. So what I got was, it is HGTV Sherwin-Williams Showcase. It is the color Kinley Gray. I can show you the top here. Kinley Gray from Lowe's. Take a screenshot. I will take a screenshot of it and post it on my blog later. But I already mixed it up with a paint stirrer. I'm gonna be using a Blue Hawk 1.5 inch trim and cutting in for my cutting in pieces and my trim. I just think that the smaller is better overall. Because if you have some great big janky brush, you're not gonna fit into the corners like right there, and you're not gonna fit in spots. So I just much rather use that. I am gonna be using an edger up towards the top up there, just so it doesn't give me like this sloppy look. I just kind of want it to be seamless. I'm going to be using a Best roller refill. It's from Walmart. It's nothing fancy because, again, this is a laundry room. Yes, I want it to look fantastic, but it's not someplace that really anybody's gonna go through but myself or anybody that I show off to. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I've already mixed this up, and I don't have much, like I don't even have a half a gallon. So we're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully I don't run out. If I do, then I might have to go back to Lowe's and get some more tomorrow. But I've already got it mixed in. I'm gonna go ahead and start painting, and then I'm going to cut in as I'm painting. Normally, a lot of people tell you to cut in first. I've had some really bad experiences with that because it dries before I can get to it. And I just think it looks much cleaner whenever it's cut in at the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint and then go on from there. I'm going to start back here on the back, and then I'm going to work on this wall, and then I'm going to work on this wall, and then I will do this one last because I do have to move my washer and dryer over because I'm really not working with much room. See, the paint tape is still on there, but it is completed. Look how disgusting my laminate floors are. As you can tell, we got the washer and dryer moved out thanks to my boyfriend. He's amazing. As you can tell, this is the color it's going to be. Now this wall over here, there's a lot of gouges from this. These were actually behind all the wallpaper. So I'm going to have a cabinet here. And of course the washer and dryer will be here. There's gonna be a cabinet in between. There's gonna be a countertop. And I'm going to take refurbished wood and make a pallet wall with refurbished wood just to cover these up, because this just looks tacky to me. I'm not gonna be able to fix them, and so I'm just over it. So I'm gonna fix it that way. And this is part 2. So if you still have not watched part 1, please go with part 1 so you can see exactly what this wall looked like. Thanks, guys.